What the fuck? Hello everyone, welcome back to Base Damage, hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to Community Fridays. I've been wanting to take a look at Blue Archive and do something for the trial deck anyway, so I was very glad that this deck got posted in the Discord by Joker, the resident chef of Base Damage. Just really awesome. Thank you very much, my dude, for posting this. Now this is a bit different from what I would have made, but it's all good. It mainly focuses, like I said, around the Blue Archive trial deck. The level 1 combo and the level 3 combo, and just kind of upgrades there from the other different cards that are in the booster set. And I think it's really budget friendly, very affordable. And I wanted to have a little showcase for the level 3, but I just really couldn't get the simulator to function how I wanted, but that's whatever. You just got to trust me, like, it's just verbally explaining how the effects and what you can do. But let's jump right into this. So, Blue Archive, the trial deck has two different climax combos. We're just going to go ahead and talk about the first one. The level 3 combo. This is actually really interesting, and I think we haven't seen really a lot of clock shoot stuff in a hot minute. So I'm very glad to see that here. So we have a 3/2, 10,500 Sorasaki Hina. It says, when this is placed on stage from hand, draw up to 2 cards, then discard 2 cards from hand. Put the top card of your deck into your stock. Now, that is a blind stock. We don't care for it as much. It's whatever. This effect also is kind of reminiscent of like the modding from Hololive, which is why you're able to pull off the shenanigans we're going to explain in a minute here. And those shenanigans being the climax combo. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed. Now, I'm certain that's going to turn a lot of people away, but hold on. Let us cook. If head prefect of the Gehenna Academy prefect team, which is the 1k1 salvage trigger. The art on this looks sick. If that is in play and your experience is 4 or higher, which is very easy to do for level 3. Like, I honestly thought this would have been like 6 or more for their experience, but only 4. Honestly, very affordable. If you do, you pay 3 you can pay 3 and discard any 1 card from your hand. If you do, put that character that got reversed into your opponent's clock and then burn 2 damage to your opponent. This is a lot. Like, it may seem like you won't be able to pull this off more than once, but you can actually pull this off twice with only 5 stock. So, let's do the math here. So, 5 stock, you're going to pay out 2 to summon one of her. You're going to use the effect, draw 2, maybe you draw into another copy or a climax, whatever, and then you blind stock 1. So you would go 3 stock back to 4 stock. So you're at 4 now. You play a second copy of her. You're down to 2 stock. You use her effect. You're back up to 3. Okay? So we're at 3 already, which is you're able to pay for 1. Just outright. So that's very awesome. You play the climb. You maybe like move another character to the front row. Something that doesn't cost stock. Then you play the climax. You swing in any order, basically, and you'll generate 3 more stock by the time it gets to the last Hina to be able to attack. So you're already able to use one of them right out the gate. Her damage of 3, clock shoot, which is a guaranteed 1 damage, and then burn 2. And you're able to do that twice off of 5 stock, which is just kind of nuts. So 4 copies of that, and let's just continue right on with the rest of the deck. So there are some cards like this. This is actually a very nice like early play. So 3/2/8/5 Hayase Yuka track. I noticed there's a lot of names in here with like the parentheses, not parentheses, but like in brackets and whatnot. If you have 4 or more Kivotos characters, which is the entire deck, it's their music trait. This gets -1 level while in your hand, so very easy early play conditions. During your turn, this gets 2k power, so 10/5. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, if the total level of cards in your level is 6 or higher, see that's what I'm expecting for a climax combo that big, you can discard a card, put up to 1 card from the top of your clock into your waiting room, then choose up to 1 character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. So if you healed a character, you technically can have just salvage back that same character that you healed, but it's whatever. But you can salvage back whatever. This is very nice. Like I said, it's just weird, like, to early play this and get this effect off, you have to have 2 level 3s in your level, which there are cards, even in the trial deck, that lets you do some level fixing, which is totally fine. That's not an issue. Like I said, I'm just, like, this is just for healing. I was expecting to see, like, a 6 on the other Hina, so it's whatever. But yeah, really good early play. Now this is also really good. This is out of the trial deck, or it says TE right there. Takanashi Hoshino. It's a 3/2 10k. RIP 7 Deadly Sins players. The Dreyfus player specifically. When this is placed on stage from your hand, you can rest one of your characters. If you do, your opponent chooses one climax in their waiting room, return all cards from their waiting room except that card into their deck, and shuffle their deck. The trial deck has, this is what people refer to as a fumio. You're basically decompressing your opponent, but you're keeping one climax from going back in. You're hopefully making it so that you can burn or like basically push for a lot of damage by doing this type of effect. And you don't have to pay any extra stock, it's just that on play. It does have a on attack effect. You can pay 1, pitch 1 to give all of your characters plus 500 power and plus 1 soul if you want to try to push for a little bit more, but that also kind of fits for having done this first effect. If you're trying to push for damage, giving the extra soul might actually come in handy. So 2 copies of that, and like I said, it was out of the trial deck. It's just really good. Now this is from the booster. Shimoe Koharu is a 2/1 2500 backup, and it's the anti-change, I believe. Yeah. When you use this card's backup, you can discard 2 cards, choose one of your opponent's characters with a level higher than their level, and put it at the bottom of their stock. If you do, you put the top card of their stock into the waiting room. But you guaranteed get the character off the field. Very good anti-change. We have another one. Okay, so this is from the trial deck. It's a 3500 backup, just outright. Wanibuchi Akari. If I butcher any of these, apologies, I'm American. So this is the other climax combo that Joker tossed in here off of this pants trigger. Cleaning and clearing, because there's a lot of maids in Blue Archive, so this kind of fits that. Mikamo Neru, and just, this is that face of, like, just the, I don't just looking at you in disgust. Say level 2, 1 cost, 55. If the total level of cards in your level is 3 or higher, which is going to be very easy, you're trying to also get experience for your level 1, so it's very easy to hit this. This gets 5k power, constant, so she'll constantly be a 10-5, which is nice. At the beginning of your encore step, if the pants trigger is in your climax area, and this card is in your center stage, and your experience is 5 or higher. Okay, so why not just make it the same experience, Bushi? Whatever. You know what, you're able to get her really big for a much lower experience cost, so basically stating by level 2 you want experience of 5. So if the experience is 5 or higher, put up to 1 card from the top of your deck into stock. More blind stock, I know, but whatever. And then choose up to 1 character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. If you're able to pay out that like pretty quickly, I feel that that's okay, but you are also trying to generate extra stock to make certain that you can play as many Hinas as possible, minimum of 2. So that's a little understandable, but also with it now being a 6 pants, you probably can just salvage grab that back fairly easily. So 4 copies of that. I was looking at that one. 1 copy of this Asuna, not from SAO, Ichinose Asuna Bunny. Very conveniently placed mole there. 2/1 3k backup, and it's the memory kick backup. Okay, cool. Her text is down here, guys. Anyway. 2 copies of going to the level 1s. Oh god. Suna Okami Shiroko, swimsuit. Is that the same name? That is the same name as the level 1. Oh my goodness. Shiroko swimsuit. That's all I'm saying. It's a 1/135. It's a level assister. All of your Kivotos characters in front get 500 times their level. When your climax triggers, you can discard a climax. If you do, salvage back a character. So very good. And this is a rare from the booster. Very good. So here is the level 1 climax combo, the Shiroko 1035. During your turn, she gains 3k power just outright, so she'll be a 6/5, and with the pants trigger, she'll be a 7/5. When this attacks, if welcome to the Foreclosure Task Force is in your climax area, and that is this one, just very cute little early morning meeting and everything. Some people haven't woken up yet. If you attack and your experience is 2 or higher, which is extremely easy to pull off, you get to salvage back any Kivotos character from your waiting room. So it's just a on declaration of attack. If you have experience of 2, you get to salvage. But it's very simplistic, but honestly, that's totally fine with this deck. There are other good level 1 engines that you could replace this with, but on a pants trigger, you're kind of okay just rocking this and not really caring. Let's see, we have 1 copy of Izayoi no Nomi swimsuit is a 103k. During your turn, if the total level of cards in your level is 2 or higher, which you're going to easily get if you're trying to get for the level 1 anyway, this gains 4k, so she'll be at a 7. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can choose 1 card in your level and 1 card in your waiting room, exchange them. And this secondary effect, which helps your entire deck, also helps her first effect to try to get the experience that you need. There is like another level 0 or something that lets you do this. I don't know if it's in this deck in particular, just because I can't remember off the top of my head. But you do have like another like level swap card in Blue Archive. Alright, so that is it for the level 1s. We're getting to the level 0s. Ushimaki Juri is a 0025. This is from the trial deck. When you put this in your waiting room, or when this is put into waiting room from your stage, pay 1, put the top card of your deck into your clock. If you do, salvage back a Kivotos character. So, a lot of salvaging going on in this deck, obviously, with this and the level 1, and honestly, even from this one being able to salvage back as well. To that effect, we have 2 different brainstorms in here. This is the brainstormer from the trial deck, which we will talk about, but it does mill, I'm just going to say, it does mill 5. It's the typical, like, draw brainstormer, and it mills 5. So that's really good to fuel your waiting room to get all of your salvage stuff able to go off. But we do have another one here, it seems. A 001500 Hinomiya Chinatsu Hot Spring. Very, very cute. Very demure. Very mindful. When this card is placed on stage from hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 2 or higher, you may choose 1 level 0 or lower character in your opponent's center stage, put it into their waiting room. So probably not really doing a whole lot past level 0 for that effect, but hey, it's whatever. But this is an uncommon too, so this is very nice. You can get a very easy brainstormer to change out. Pay 1, rest this, mill 4. For each climax, you get to salvage a character again. So once again, lots of salvaging, but being able to have 2 different brainstormers to try to facilitate like having a lot of cards in your waiting room, like kind of like milling out with Lightsworn, stuff like that from Yu-Gi-Oh. Just really good to have. So then we have, this is just kind of a good starter. It's a Igusa Haruka is a 001k. If you have another Kivotos character, this gets +1 level and 2500 power. So she becomes a level 135, which means she could snipe any bombs or whatever that your opponent might have and just stays nice and big. So 4 copies of that from the trial deck. Very nice. We have Onikata Kayoko as a 001k New Year, I forgot to say. Very nice with the hair. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you can discard 1 card. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. Oh, okay. Reveal the top card of your deck. Choose a level X or lower character in your waiting room. Return it to your hand. X is equal to the level of the revealed card. More salvage, but once again, very good to have. 1 copy of that. So 3 copies of the Okusora Ayane, which is the brainstormer from the trial deck. So as I said, your typical pay 1, rest self, mill 5, draw 1 for each climax. But it also has a very good effect in being able to help your level 1 combo, even though she is very weak defensively, helping her stay around with her other effect. Your other Kivotos character in the middle position of your center stage gets a character encore, where you just discard a character from hand to save her, which is just very easy to do with this. You're able to get like a lot of cards, salvaging back and everything. So as long as you can keep 1 Shiroko alive, you can kind of cycle through them in the waiting room over and over and over, which is very good. And just basically easily getting all that you need from the waiting room. Nothing like that searches from deck. I know there's like a drop searcher or something in the trial deck. I think it's this one above behind my head. But next we have 1 copy of Hanaoka Yuzu is a 00500. Let's see. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard, or you put 1 Kivotos from your hand into your clock. If you do, look up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 card amongst them, put in your hand, put the rest into a waiting room. Okay, no, I actually really like that as a uncommon. Like, you're dealing yourself a damage, but it's whatever. You're also, once again, you're fueling the waiting room by all the other cards that you discard. But you are also getting any 1 card to hand, which means you can get your climaxes via this card as well, which is honestly really good. And when a climax is placed in your opponent's climax area, you may put this card into your stock. I actually really like this. This is a very, very good addition here, Joker. We have Tendo Aris Maid. See, once again, maids. Just very cute. So 0025. When this is placed on stage from hand. Oh, okay, this is the climax swapper. But this is a very interesting one. You can pay a stock. If you do, search your deck for a climax, reveal it to your opponent. Then pick 1 climax in your hand and exchange it. Basically, you put it right. You swap climaxes from hand to deck, which is just funny to me, and I like that. And then you shuffle your deck afterwards, obviously. But being able to go, cool, I'm just going to grab whatever the hell I need with this, very nice. And it's on a common, which is very, very good. Like, there's very affordable cards in Blue Archive. I'm kind of surprised. Is it the best set of all time? No, but whatever. Let's see, we have Kuromi Serika. Oh, okay, this is the drop searcher. It's a 0/0/15. If your hand has 5 or more cards, this gets 2k power, so she'll be a 35. And on play, pay 1, pitch 1, search your deck for a Kivotos character. I honestly, with all the salvaging, I would feel this probably needs to be bumped up a little bit, personally, in my mind. But still, having the minimum of 1 to get your searching off and everything is very good. Maybe this last one has something to do with it as well. Okay, this does have a search. Okay. Oh, this is a common? Wait. Okay, 0/0/15, Otohana Sumire. If your stock has 2 or less cards, this gets 1500 power. When this is placed on stage or hand, pay 1, put the top card of your deck into your clock. If you do, search your deck for a cost 0 or lower Kivotos character, with a level equal to or lower than your level. Put it on any position of your stage. So, it's not your typical, what people refer to as a Riki. You have to be level 1 for this to go off, or maybe use the cost of dealing yourself a damage to push you to level 1, but otherwise you can't really use it at level, like if you end up staying at level 0 for a minute, you can't use the effect to go ahead and search out the Shiroko level 1s until you hit level 1 or are about to hit level 1 with this effect. So, and it's cost 0, totally fine. You can get any, like, cost 0, level 1 or lower, basically, very nice. You can't get your assist, that's whatever. But still, you can get your Brainstormers, which is also very nice. Being able to get that. Like, basically, I see the targets being... You could grab this if you absolutely needed, but your Brainstormer here, and the level 1 Shiroko. So, very good. So, okay, but the fact this is on a common as well, this is honestly very good. So, this does do deck searching. Like I said, having this and this... where I thought you would need to bump this up more, I didn't realize they had a common Riki in the set. I did the first impressions video so long ago, I don't remember all the cards, so. But, cool. No, that's actually really good to have. Hell yeah. And for some reason, the deck log kind of swapped some stuff around. Typically, we would talk about the events, then the climaxes. So let's just go ahead to the event. It's a 2/1 red event, Prefect Team. If you don't have a Kivotos, you can't play it from hand, but you should. Choose one of your characters. That character gets the following ability till end of turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may choose one character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. Then the secondary effect of choose one of your opponent's characters, move it to another open position of their stage. This is very, very nice, especially at level 3. Like, yeah, if you have, honestly, obviously you have to have the stock for it and everything, totally cool. But you can use that to move up a character from, like, your opponent's back row. If they're like, oh, I know you have clock shoot shenanigans. You can't clock shoot me if I don't have characters for you to reverse. And then they just ram level 0s in, like, trying to push you. And, you know, just being a little chicken shit. But being able to use the event to bring up something maybe from their back row, as long as the card doesn't have hexproof, you can get a target to be able to clock shoot with that. So... that's very nice, very good to have that. We have 2 copies of Head Prefect of the Gehenna Academy Prefect Team, 1k1 Salvage Trigger, 4 copies of the 1k1 Pants for the level 1. Welcome to the Foreclosure Task Force. Who are you foreclosing on? You don't want to know. And 2 copies of Cleaning and Clearing, the other 1k1 Pants Trigger. And that is going to be it for the deck. Once again, thank you very much to Joker. Always coming up with some really interesting brews. And like I said, I've been wanting to try to get back into doing like the trial deck pluses and stuff like that, like the budget builds and everything. And I do feel Blue Archive is extremely budget. I didn't notice if anything in here was like double rare. So I think everything in here is rare or lower, unless this is a double rare. Okay, I lied to you immediately. This is a double rare. But I think this one's very cheap. And honestly, if you only have to get 2 copies of it, that's honestly not that bad. There are other like early plays and whatnot in the booster pack, so you just look for whatever's the cheapest cost basically, but this is just a very good one in general. And that is going to be it for us today. Thank you all very much for watching. If you want to submit your own decks as well for Community Fridays, feel free to join the Discord. The link will be in the description. There's basically 2 different channels in there. One that just says decklist submissions and one that says Community Fridays. You can post them in either. People just kind of post them whatever they feel like. If you have specifically for Community Fridays, obviously post it there. But if you just want to share maybe different builds that you've brewed up and cooked and you're like, yo, this is kind of spicy, y'all check this out. As March 7th, watch this awesome move type thing. But if you want to submit your decks as well, I basically pull from either. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you once again to Joker. It is also greatly appreciated from you as well. And we will see y'all on the flip side. Stay based.